This is Jack Doyle, a golden-haired boy with a super cute smile. He grew up like lots of other boys, catching frogs, taking vacations with his family, and showing off his latest tricks on a skateboard.
But in October of 2006, everything changed. Jack died while he was playing a very dangerous game. He was playing the so-called choking game. It's a form of self-asphyxiation, and at first investigators thought it was a suicide. Later, though, they discovered he was experimenting with this dangerous game that lots of kids Jack's age try. Jack left behind a sister, a brother, and parents who hope nobody has to go through what they've survived.
Mike and Judy Doyle are here with more on Jack's story. Thanks so much for being here, both of you. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, guys.
Nice to have you.
Tell us a little bit about Jack as a person, because I think a lot of people, see him and see he's your typical, 13-year-old boy who we can all relate to, looks like a normal kid, and people think that this doesn't exist, but so many kids play these games. What was he like as a boy?
Well, Jack was adventurous, very intelligent, outgoing. He was very active youth. In fact, as a toddler, one of his first words was outside. He used to say, outside, take me outside. So, but he was a thrill seeker also, and could be a bit of a prankster and a jokester.
Well, I think, you said he was a bit of a thrill seeker. That's so common for boys, and particularly boys his age. At the time of his death, he was 13. And from what little I know about the choking game now as an adult, some people have called it the game for the high for good kids.
Right, and that's one of the misconceptions, is that only that the good kids are playing it because they like that feeling that it gives them without doing alcohol or drugs. But the truth is, it's played by all different kinds of kids. It is sometimes by the kids who have already gotten themselves into a little bit of trouble, but it's also by the kids who are the good kids.
Well, and we should explain what it is, I think, because Tiffany and I admitted yesterday on the show to playing it as kids. And it was
our choir group. It was the good kids. It was the A students.
Right.
Yeah.
Very common at camps and things like that.
Right, especially as kids get together. We called it the pass-out game when we were kids. Some people call it the choking game, but I talked to the sheriff's deputy that you both know and recommended to us. She travels the state talking about this game, and basically it's using either a rope or your hands to get close to or to help somebody pass out. People can do that to themselves. We understand with the rope there are a lot of websites to talk about the dangers of it, but I think there are some websites, unfortunately, that are also educating people about how to do it. And it can be very dangerous because somebody can lose consciousness and become injured.
And you can die the first time that you play that. Children don't realize that even in groups, if someone is there to resuscitate them after they have passed out, that the brain injury and brain cell death has already occurred. So not only is that going on, but if they do fall and there's no one there to catch them, they knock their teeth out, they get concussions. So it's not just a game that's deadly if played alone or with ropes and ligatures. It can be deadly or certainly have permanent injury to the child anytime that it's played.
I mean, you're essentially stopping the blood flow and oxygen to the brain. And anytime you stop oxygen in the brain, it's a bad thing.
When you hear that, you think that's so stupid, but as kids you think it's just a game. You don't realize the potential harmfulness and the danger of it.
And there's been studies that have shown that about 70% of the kids in some locations know about it. Of that 70% that know about it, 50% have played it. And so there are kids out there playing it, and half of the kids who play it don't realize how dangerous it is.
The sheriff's deputy that we talked to said it's hard to know true numbers on it because, for one thing, kids aren't going to admit it. And she thinks a lot of people come into emergency rooms, young people. She said the most common age is 9 to 16, I think, of kids. But she said there are kids as young as 6 who have died of it, and people as old as 50 or more are playing it. She said oftentimes if there's a death related to it, it's ruled a suicide, which that was the case for Jack, too. They initially thought it was a suicide. But it's important to know that, it's probably a lot more common than we think.
Right. And until they can, the authorities can really get in there and discern which of these deaths are actually suicides versus accidental asphyxiation due to the choking game, it is going to be hard to educate others, because you need those numbers to show, yes, it is really happening. It's not an occasional child that's dying of this. There are lots of children dying of this.
But you guys talked about it yesterday, and I think you hit it right on the head when you said the kids know about it and they're doing it. What they don't know is the danger.
Exactly, and that's why it's important to have the conversation regularly, to make it age appropriate, to explain what it is and talk about the dangers of what can happen.
Absolutely. I think it's very admirable that you've taken something so difficult in your lives and turned it around to do something positive with Jack's memory in starting the skateboard project. Talk to us a little bit about that and the importance for why you started it.
Well, Jack was a very avid inline skater. Actually, started with skateboarding, but he really got into the inline skating. And he was one of the founding members of Tosa Skateboarders United, which was a grassroots organization to get a skate park built in Wauwatosa. And he got us involved through that group. And, you know, I think every parent wants to see their children's dreams come true. But when you lose a child, those dreams take on a special meaning. And by carrying out his dreams, we keep his spirit alive, really.
How can people help? We want to make sure that people have information about what you're trying to do, because there aren't any parks like this in Milwaukee County.
The streetscape park that we have planned down at Hart Park is going to be unique because it will incorporate rails, boxes, and ramps that the kids like to skate that are found in downtown areas. So it's going to give them the opportunity to do that street skating in a safe, legal area. There's a bunch of different ways people can help us out.
We have a website, TosaSkateboardersUnited.org, that they can visit, and there's a lot of good information there on where we currently are in the status of getting the park built, what some of the statistics are, safety aspects, all the information that you could really want. We make it very easy to donate at this point in time. We really need money, and so it's very easy to donate online. You can also friend us on Facebook. We have both a cause and a group.
Wonderful. And the website again is Tosa Skateboarder.
Tosa Skateboarders United.
Okay, Tosa Skateboarders United.org. There's a meeting the fourth Tuesday of every month too, and that happens at the Wauwatosa City Hall.
That should be the fourth Thursday.
The fourth Thursday of every month. Okay, and
that information is on the website. The other thing is that in an effort to reduce the cost of the park, we're looking for in-kind donations from contractors. Anybody involved in the trades that would be willing to donate time, materials, etc., would be
great.
Would be
it's
fantastic.
a lot of cement.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, hopefully we can help get you some of those very needed materials and funds.
And the other way that people can help is to get their kids physically active, doing the skating and the biking and the rollerblading. It's a very healthy activity.
Thanks so much for sharing
so much.
Thanks very much.